Mikel, I said to Victor Gyökeres on the pitch, a match with many, many moments, but one moment is going to write all the headlines tomorrow. Young Max Baumann, 16 years, 73 days, now the youngest ever scorer in the Premier League. Just sum up, not just as a manager and a former player yourself, but also as a father. How special is that moment for a youngster at that tender age?
Yeah, it was a great moment, especially the way the goal built up, and we had like 10, 15 seconds to really enjoy actually what was about to happen, and it was magical, all the bench and all the players together, jumping off the crowd. It was a beautiful day.
Can you remember being that age, and can you remember what those...
No, nowhere near the level that he's at, obviously. It's not only the goal that he scored, I think he changed the game. Every time he got the ball, he speed of the game, he made things happen, and it looked like we were more of a threat. So to do that at that age, in this context, with the pressure, the expectations to win the game, it's just not normal, obviously.
We're talking a lot about his age, but what about the maturity that he's showing? How do you rate that at this moment in time?
But it's so organic for him, he does it, he doesn't feel the pressure, he goes there, he gets the ball, stops on the ball. It's natural for him, and that's the best thing, so make sure that he does what he feels, and when you have such a talent, I'm sure good things are going to happen.
When you sent on Victor and Max, you could sense in the stadium, I'm sure you could, the tension was building. What was the instructions other than just go out and win me the game?
That is at the moment. The same with Gavi. I think all the players that came in, again, the impact that the finish are having in the season is remarkable. Everybody is important, everybody is adding to the team. And yeah, there are moments that we have to be patient because with all the dominance and amount of short situation that we have when you don't score, the anxiety is building and you have to stay composed, be relentless in your desire to win the game and make something happen. And the team really had that spirit today.
Everyone, as we know, will be talking about Max, but Victor was the other part of that, Joe. It's his 11th Premier League goal, 16 overall now for Arsenal. Do you sense he's really growing into that role that you brought him into now?
Yes, and he does so many good things for the team, and today he's got a massive goal. You have to be in the right moment, in the right spot. He said and he was there, and he helped us to win the game.
And of course, the all-important question in terms of the title race, the headlines will be what they'll be tomorrow, but what does this do in terms of the title race from where you could be by tonight? It could be as little as 7, it could be still 10.
Well, job done from our side in every level, because I think the performance in many situations was very, very good, and what we are doing every 3 days, I think the players deserve a lot of credit.
And very finally, it will be a special day in Arsenal's history.
Yeah.
How special a moment do you put this down as?
Very much. I think what we do is to create memories and to create moments. And I'm sure for many years, people that was in the stadium today would say, I was in the stadium, I was at the Emirates that day when that kid at 16 scored that goal in such an important moment of the season.
Mikel, thank you.
Thank you.
The club are supporting him very well in terms of his development. As long as he keeps his head on those shoulders, which as you can see, the players love him. They're keeping him on side. He's got older, more senior English players. His personality keep him in check. And I think players like him with the talent that he's got deserve the respect and the understanding that it's going to take time. We know he can do these moments, and it's going to take time for him to, I suppose, get into the team. But look, we can never doubt the quality this player's got.
I think that's such a good point, Dan, and I think almost the senior players have a duty of care as well. I look back to my career when I first signed for Liverpool, and John Barnes was so influential on bringing me through. I was a 17-year-old young man that had just got into the first team. He helped me so much. I remember when Gerrard come through, I felt that I had to almost do what John had done for me and tried to help him, and not that he needed a lot because he was such a great player. But I look at him and I look at, OK, where's your senior players, your role models? I think Declan Rice. It was good for Declan Rice. Mark Noble took Declan Rice under his wing. And people like Odegaard. Although they're a threat, which they inevitably are going to be, and Bukayo Saka, he'll be looking over his shoulder going, wow, this young man's going to be incredible. It's part of the football hierarchy. Do the right thing. Help him. Make sure he keeps his feet on the ground. Don't get too excited because everyone now his life has just changed tonight. It was always going to change, but tonight is the night where everything's going to be different. He walks into restaurants, he's going to get the best table.
It's not allowed in yet, really, surely.
Everything is going to be... People are going to just make such a fuss of that young man because they want to be part of him. Who are your mates? Who are the people you've got to make sure that, no, I don't need those people in my life. All these things, his mum and dad are going to are lovely people. They're going to have a real... have to take control on that.
Keep the circle small.
Absolutely.
That job's just got harder as well, though, hasn't it?
Absolutely. But the club do really well in nurturing young players, but they've got to make sure they get it right. And he's going to need a lot of support, but I've got no doubt he'll have it. And first of all, a great moment for everybody.
And of course, Manchester City are about to kick off any second now against West Ham United. That news will have come through to their dressing room, surely, won't it, as well?
100%. Yeah. And it wouldn't change anything for them psychologically. They know they've now got to win. But
they would have been getting a little bit excited, though, wouldn't they? 'Cause it was the 89th minute.
Of course they would have. Thinking, oh, boys, listen, man, we go out there today. You know, I mean, we get the job done. It's gonna. But now it's like, okay, just, business as usual. We got to go out here. We got to win. We have to. And they're going to feel a little bit more added pressure if West Ham can keep them, 0-0, 70 minutes or whatever it may be. They'll have the same feelings and the sentiments that Arsenal had. And then moments of magic at the end have to be the difference.
Of course, it's in Arsenal's hands. So they should probably be our focus, first of all. And of course, they're still juggling 4 competitions. And it's Champions League this week. And then the crucial Carabao Cup final next weekend, and then after the international break they return with FA Cup action, and then we're into the serious business of the Premier League again at this point. 3 of the next 4 are at home: Bournemouth, Newcastle and Fulham, sandwiched with that fascinating game at the Etihad on April the 19th. Could that be significant that Arsenal have got 3 of their next 4 at home, given the atmosphere there this evening, given the joy and the euphoria that was around the place, maybe taking away a little bit of that tension in the process?
Yeah, and no game's easy. We know that for a fact, right? But now that they've won that game today, I think it even elevates their belief even higher, because this was a game that, again, the anticipation would have been a draw. Now they know, listen, boys, we can do this. We can have those moments of magic. Remember back in the days you watch Manchester United and you see last-minute goals and you think, oh, it's inevitable. I wouldn't say I had that feeling with Arsenal even today. But when you see Max Diamond come on and you see him have a moment of magic, you go, you know what? They're showing that grit. They're showing that title-winning mentality. And you can't doubt them now. They can go all the way as long as they keep doing this. These are the nights that feel special. These are the nights that make champions.
Do you know what? Who I think is going to deserve a medal at the end of this season? I think the Arsenal fans are going to deserve a medal, because they have been put through the ringer at home, particularly, I think, Jamie, for a lot of this season as well. They haven't done it easily, have they?
No, they haven't. That's the emotion of not winning a title, and they want it so badly. And people could say, oh, you have to stay... It's natural. You paid your money. You want this so badly. You've not won it for many, many years. Like the Invincibles, the last time they won it. If you'd
22 years, yeah.
If they'd have said at that time that you won't win a league for 22 years, no one would have believed you. But this is the case. And I think it's credit to what Mikel Arteta has done. He's got them into this position right now. It's... I think this is... the best out of all the others. This feels like it, because I just don't think Manchester City are as strong as what they have been previously. But they are going to make them work hard. There is no foregone conclusion just yet, but they are in a fantastic position.
Yeah, in a few years' time, there'll probably be 400,000 people that would have witnessed that goal in that moment in the stadium.
Yeah.
Those celebrations, Daniel, did that tell us that Mikel Arteta and everybody knew that was more than just a goal? Yeah,
and Arteta knew and knows what Everton are all about. Just look at how what it means to the players, though, and how happy they are for Max Diamond as well. But I think for the team, they knew how difficult it was today. They felt the pressure. They felt like this is a really, really difficult game. The manager would have told them what it's like to play against Everton, as well as them experiencing it over the years. And it was a tough match for them.
Yeah.
It looked like it could have been a draw. It had a draw written all over it. And then a moment of maybe not madness, but a goal that was from a cross and a deflection, and then boom, you get it almost like a gift. But then this goal is a moment of magic, and it wasn't anticipated or expected. You don't see that. You don't see managers going over right. Well, I mean, they do. They rile up the fans and they get them on side and all of that stuff. But
he's fuming, the set piece guy, so he didn't score from one today.
Yeah. But just keep an eye on Mikel Arteta here, because I think after all the sort of the excitement and the euphoria wears off, he's got something to say. It looked to me when I saw it live to a section of the fans here.
Yeah, it's all right. That's the passion. But we've seen these celebrations before when they've not won the title as well. When they scored a late goal against. And so they've still got a long way to go. And you could see today, up until 74 minutes and Max came on, they were struggling. And they have to remember that. This is not going to be an easy season. Every game has been a struggle. Everton were great today. I thought first half, a couple of really good moments. If they'd have scored that first goal, Raya made an unbelievable save down this side here. If that goes in, everything changes. But they have a little bit of luck and obviously a good substitutions. You're bringing on players at the right time, brave enough to bring on that young man, and obviously everything changes. You get those vital 3 points.
Victor Gyökeres saying, look, that it's understandable. He felt the nerves. You could sense that inside the stadium. And Martin, you know what would have come Arsenal's way had they not got the job done tonight. But it probably is, if they do go and get the ultimate prize, a night they'll look back on, won't they, and say that was pivotal in this race.
Do you know the thing about is the power that gives you now, the energy to win a game late like that, energises the crowd. You know, sometimes you look at it as well, the bigger picture in terms of Arteta's teams in the past. Have they lacked a superstar? Well, there's one now in the making. This young kid, let me tell you, everyone been talking about him for a number of years, and he's just come in at the right time. It just gives everyone a lift. And then you look over your corner at Man City and you say, well, how are they feeling right now? That's 10 points, guys. It's a must-win game here tonight with still a lot of games and a lot of football to play.
Yeah, and he was involved, Shay, wasn't he, in the Victor Gyökeres goal?
Yeah, it was a huge moment, wasn't it? Because it looked for all, it was going to be a 0-0, 2 points drop for Arsenal at the top of the league, the pressure. But he gets it here from a throw, and I think the Everton players have to do better, but take nothing away from the quality of the ball. It's a brilliant, cross to the back post. They get a bit of luck with the deflection when it lands to Gyökeres in a sense, but I think the two Everton players have got to stop the cross. You're in the 89th minute, you work so hard away from home. Pickford then as well, you probably look at, but it's hard to look at a goal but not look at the positive.
It's a great ball though, isn't it? It's teasing the goalkeeper.
It's a brilliant ball, but he has to do better, the goalkeeper. He has to get that fist on it, he has to get it away from danger, Martin. They do get a bit of a break off the defender, but again, give credit to Gyökeres as well, because he's had some things that are a bit of stick. Jake O'Brien had Gyökeres in his pocket. Gyökeres just sort of drifted into that area, and it looks an easy goal, but if O'Brien doesn't switch off, Gyökeres doesn't get in that position, he doesn't score. But I think it's the pressure that was released when that goal went in, and
the young man though,
the ball in was amazing. Yeah.
Presence of mind. You're 16, you could be forgiven to being on the edge of it. Maybe that was just a perfect time to put him in, when it was like, okay, you go and do your stuff, just be free in your mind and whip that ball in. I mean, and the goalkeeper's gone, do you know what, I can take that. And it's just gone away from him. There's more in it than he expects. And that's a top goalkeeper, been magnificent this season. But earlier in the game, he's pulling off great saves. And then it just turns on its head, and the whole Premier League then has a different look about it, and the whole night and the expectation for the rest of the season. And the next game now, Leverkusen, it's from game to game, competition to competition. And he keeps that momentum for Arsenal.
Yeah, and look, Gyökeres has had stick, hasn't he? But he's got 16 goals, 11 in the Premier League for Arsenal, and they are important goals, match-winning goals, albeit Dalman added the icing on the cake. And what icing it was, Stu. I mean, incredible. 16 years, 73 days. He'll be doing his GCSEs soon, won't he? And telling some stories to his friends at school.
It's brilliant to see young players flourishing and coming on. The managers trust him to put him on a game that's a high-pressure game for Arsenal. He's come on the pitch, and I'll tell you what, it would have been easy for him. He made that goal look very easy, but his composure to just drag it inside, goal the way and slot it in the goal, as well as the cross, was absolutely brilliant by him, I've got to say. A lot of players would have panicked slightly here, potentially, and all of a sudden maybe played the pass at the wrong time. His feet were brilliant, and credit to him. 16 years old and rolled it in the back of the net like that. Fantastic.
He heads it, doesn't he? I mean, you just look at the skill set here, okay? So he comes onto this quickly, assesses well, heads it down, and then it's like it's outside of the right foot, look there, and away from another defender, and then the wrist bit can just enjoy that.
The header, Martin, as well, the pace he puts in the header, it's nearly like a pass to himself. He passes it himself with his head into a space that he can sprint into, and then as the lad says, the composure on the edge of the box, he set the Everton defender down. He never looked like missing after that. Then it was a brilliant goal from him individually.
And when you look, that's the difference between the sides at the top of the division and the sides just below. The bigger squads, substitutes come on the pitch. Both substitutes for Arsenal have scored goals today and had an impact in winning. The two tales of two young players today in this game. One's going to be lauded, the other one's learnt a valuable lesson.
Let's just talk about that very special moment at the end for that young man, Max Dalman, 16 years of age. Just sum that up.
No, it's incredible. I think you can see how he plays. He plays all calm and without fear. Every time he gets the ball, and I think it takes the right decisions most of the time as well. So, and you can see the goal there. Definitely took the right one, and yeah, he's an amazing player, and it was a great goal for him. And yeah, I'm so happy for him.
The two of you came on together. It changed the course of the game. What was Mikel's instructions other than just try and win the game?
No, it was just getting information that do the plan that we talked about before the game, and yeah, we knew that, and then of course try to change the game and to get the win. So yeah, we tried to take our chances, and I think we did.
You got the all-important first goal. Before that, you could feel the tension, the atmosphere in the stadium. Were you aware of that? Could you sense it?
Yeah, I think it's normal when it's 0-0 and it's only a few minutes left, and of course we always try to win the games, and we know how important this win is, and it can happen, but you saw the atmosphere also after the goals, and that's what we love.
I mentioned special moments. How big though, and how special could this moment be with Man City still to play tonight, but the gap at this moment is now 10 points?
Yeah, I think every win is important, and of course we try to do our best in our games, and we can't control the other results, but we're in a good position, and we try to enjoy this win now.
Are moments like this with a young man scoring a goal like that, his first senior goal for Arsenal, does that what makes teams special and bring you things that are special?
Yeah, I think if you always go into the games with the right attitude and with the right belief, I think together and with a good atmosphere between the group or in the group, I think we can achieve anything. And when Max come on, I think he can feel that, and we're behind him like we are behind every one of us, and that's why we play good.
Well, Victor, well done. A great contribution from you and a great contribution from Max. He is the player of the match. Will you give him the trophy when you get in the dressing room?
Yeah, let's see about that.